Time for the ride home in ENC.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
This is your 5 o'clock drive with Patrick Johnson.
Holy mackerel!
More news, more interviews, more ECU stories than you can shake a stick at. Hey, stop shaking that stick. This is the Patrick Johnson Show.
Pirates win! Pirates win!
On 94.3 The Game.
All right, welcome. 90-minute edition today of the PJ Show. Nice to have you along. We welcome you to the program, and it is ECU and UNCW tonight. East Carolina getting set to take on the Sea Chickens of UNC Wonderful. And they come in, I think a 6-point underdog is what I saw them at early this afternoon. 6.5, I think, is what it maybe opened at, Pilk. Is that right? Seems like
that's what it was yesterday.
Yeah, I think this morning it was at 6.5 because we looked it up for Talk of the Town. But when I looked again this afternoon, a little earlier, it was right there at 6 points. Still, that's laying a lot, but the Pirates are on the road. I do know Jordan Riley is back. I do not know the status of Jay Shine Woodard, which he goes by that now, Pilk. I was told that before the game. Just call him Jay, but he goes by Jay Shine Woodard. You know, the last one who changed his name, last player, mid-season from what he was called the year before, was Ezra Azar.
I forgot about him. I was thinking Savon Revel. So I was thinking, but
well, him too. And it was, I was talking about basketball, but and Ezra was a pain in the ass. Anyway,
Do it live!
we're going to swear today because we're doing it live.
Do it live!
Pilk has no way to control me.
nope.
So,
Whatever he says, it's all on him.
well, you got the dump button, but we're not going to say anything like that. That's
My arms aren't
gotta
quite
reach
long enough. I got T-Rex arms. Can't do it, Patrick.
go. Look, when it comes to the bill, I know you have T-Rex arms. You're the Gator, like we call my sister Brooke, the Gator. Great to have you with us. Let's see. Harrell Huddle coming up. Henry Hinton will join us. We'll bring that to you. I think we'll have that next segment. And then a little later on, Jim Szoke for the Panthers Radio Network and the ECU Sports Network will be on the phone. So we got all that coming up here. And also we got some comments from Mike Swartz ahead of the big matchup this evening. I think Wilmington also is without a couple of lead dogs, Pilk. So I kind of feel like this is going to be a grinder, I have a feeling. This is going to
Low scoring, ugly one.
Could be, because they don't have a couple of their key guys. They're hurt. Pirates, let's keep in mind, have already had the tough game on the road at Richmond. So this is going to be a much different environment than Richmond because there's actually going to be raucous students and fans who just love to beat the brakes off of ECU. Where at Richmond, it was the sweater vest crowd. I'm sorry to be boring you, Pilk, with my pregame assertion here.
No, that's not what it was. It's been, I don't know, long day. That's why Williams producing the game tonight.
I'm clearly boring you. Oh, William Grover. By the way, Grover, a Cleveland Browns fan. Did you see Shadir Sanders' home was broken into while he was playing 0 for 12 football on Sunday?
Yeah, $200,000 worth of stuff I think was stolen, is what I heard.
There you go. And that was just probably one necklace with a medallion. Hey-o!
That was good.
So, thank you. I'm hitting all the buttons today. Let's,
what is that from? Is that from some goofy horror movie?
No, that's Kamala Harris.
Oh.
Actually, it's the woman who impersonates
Yeah.
Kamala
That's right.
doing the laugh, which was spot on. That woman, unable to make... she's actually been able to get a second act out of this thing. But by the way, tomorrow is the day. Henry was wrong when he said it was next week, and I listened to Henry, and of course, there you go. But our speaking of laughs, our one-time colleague, and I don't want to get him in trouble because I just don't want to get him in trouble, but the great Chris Cook, Cookie, as we knew him as here, who's the lead reporter for WITN 7. Cookie is interviewing Melania Trump tomorrow, is what I was told.
That's what I heard too.
Melania Trump and J.D. Vance's wife are going to be at Camp Lejeune tomorrow, and Cookie will be doing an interview with Melania Trump, who's, I think, quite tall, maybe 5'10", 5'11". Cookie is not.
Yeah,
So
she's going to tower over
styles
Cookie.
there.
Yeah.
As someone who often is towered over by people, you present big. You present big, it doesn't matter.
True. She'll be able to see her reflection in his head, though. You know, she's always dolled up. She'll look down and
Whoa, man! Cookie, let the record show that was Philip the Ref Pilking. Not
hey, Cookie owns it, man. Cookie owns it. He loves it.
No, Cookie. I saw him the other day. Cookie looked great. He had a pirate jersey. I'll say this about Cookie: despite all his successes, Cookie is a dyed-in-the-wool, loves pirate football ECU fan.
Yeah, he is. Despite moving on from us lonely little sports people onto the big time.
Yep. All right. Harrell Huddle for Healthwise Pharmacy coming up. And we've got Jim Szoke on today's episode as well. 90-minute edition. Let's do the top 5.
This may very well be our last mission. Let's make it count.
This is the Patrick Johnson Show on 94.3 The Game.
It's impossible.
Now some stories you may have heard.
Ready?
Or catch it for the first time. This is your 5 at 5 with the P-Man.
Well, first off, before number one, we would like to introduce Demetrius Fields, his first time on the Patrick Johnson Show. He's been an intern for a few months now. Demetrius, welcome, and appreciate you helping us out today.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. Glad to be here.
Listen to Demetrius. He sounds like a smooth jazz trumpeter. I like him. What a voice this guy's got.
This is not his debut, though. He has been on the Friday Night Sock Op with John Moore before.
Yes, I sure
Has he
have.
really?
Yes.
Playing instruments? What did you do with the mayor? Chopping it up with him? What's going on there?
I don't know. Whatever he asked me to do, I definitely wasn't playing any instruments, but it was an experience.
What did he have him do, Pilk, on there?
I think it was one of those nights he didn't have any call-in requests, so I think he had me do one and Demetrius do one where we pretend we were calling in from.
Did Demetrius do a stage? Are you telling me the mayor's staging calls?
He's not. No, he's not normally.
Wait a minute. Hold everything.
Everyone, a little breaking news.
Hold everything.
Would get him in trouble. He's going to call me and.
Boy, look at this. I hear about all these great shows being the 5th most favorite host within the company on this station alone, and now I'm hearing all these secrets that these big-time stars and celebrities we have that work for the company must do. Interesting. Well, this is the real deal here. And there's no phone call. So you got to read this and read it right. So these are the top 5 stories as determined by Pilk and our executive team. All right, what do we got?
All right, with number one, we have, or are we starting at number 5?
Nope, number one.
Number one. All right. Pirates are in action tonight. The Pirates are in action tonight. They travel to. Thank you.
Number one.
All right. Pirates are in action tonight. They travel to Wilmington to take on the Seahawks. Coach Schwartz is excited to be playing in the environment of Trash Coliseum.
I've said this many times. Our first trip to Wilmington that first season was as good of an atmosphere as we've seen on the road, and it's a credit to them and their program and their fans, and just in terms of the atmosphere that they provide. And Wilmington has always done that. Again, we talk about this is a winning basketball team, a winning basketball program with a great tradition, and their fans do a great job there. I've seen their I've seen their games that they've had prior already. I mean, their last game versus South Carolina Upstate. And I mean, it was electric in there. So we know that's going to be the environment. But I think, as you said, I think that's what all college basketball players and anybody that's in it loves, these kind of games, in-state game, rivalry game, great fan base. We know it's going to be that kind of atmosphere in there. And our guys are, they know what we're stepping into. It's not going to be easy.
So, the Seahawks won 27 games last year. Their six-man, who they offered a considerable amount of money to, left, or actually their leading scorer, one of their leading scorers, or one of their top players, who they did offer a considerable amount of money to, left to go be the six-man at West Virginia for a much higher considerable amount of money. But Seahawks reloaded. Look, you'll hear people say, well, this is, their Super Bowl and they don't have football. And I mean, that's true. They don't have football. But this is still a legitimate, usually participating in the postseason program, championship caliber program. It was resurrected under Kevin Keats. Takeo Siddle has kept it rolling. I'll give Mike Schwartz a ton of credit. Unlike Joe Dooley, and I like Joe a lot, but Joe didn't want to play Wilmington. Not that he didn't want to play him, he didn't want to play him down there. And Coach Schwartz has embraced the notion of this needs to be a home and home. And I say good on him, because this needs to be a home and home. Because here is the reality. You're going to get a decent game out of them every time. There's a rivalry factor. The intensity level on this thing is going to be pretty high. And so when you think about this matchup and the rivalry factor and all these other little things that sort of play into it, Pilk, as far as I'm concerned, again, I think we're looking at a grinder tonight, but I think these teams should play. And I like the idea of it being home and home. And I think as long as Coach Schwartz is here, hell, sign it as a 10-year thing, home and home. I have no problem with that whatsoever.
No,
it's a trip that our fans could go to. And, I would maybe like to see it played on a time where people could, maybe get to it more on a weekend. I think it's going to be sold out down there tonight, so it's tough to get tickets when they're really good and really rolling. And I was looking at some stuff at them today. I mean, they're 2-1. They beat Mount Olive, beat Upstate, not exactly the Murderers Row. They lost to, I think it was Kent on the road, Kent State. And so, they're 2-1, but they're feeling pretty good about their 2-1 despite being down a couple of key guys here early. But I have a feeling, Pill. I didn't feel this way necessarily this morning. I certainly didn't feel this way last Friday or even on the weekend. But I have a feeling we're going to have a shot to win this game tonight. That's what I'm going to go with. That's all. That's as far as I'm willing to go. The Pirates will have a legitimate opportunity to win the game tonight because I think it winds up being a little bit of a grinder. Maybe a 2-possession deal and Vegas has it right. But I think you will look back in this game and say, okay, the Pirates won because of this. UNCW won because of this. It's that kind of game.
Yeah, you just hope the Pirate guards can hang on to the ball a little better than they did last time. Having Jordan Riley back is going to be big. I think the Pirates got a scare, and hopefully they can bounce back from that. Sometimes you can get humble pie without actually losing the game.
All right, let's see. Next up.
Number 2.
Kansas will be without Darren Peterson tonight against Duke. Do I need to repeat that?
Yeah, they're all
yeah. I'll just add to that. The game will be on Talk 103.7, WTIB. What time is the game, Pilk, tonight, the Blue Devils? Is that a 9 o'clock deal or 9:30 deal?
Yeah, so
from Madison Square Garden?
Yeah, the first game is at 6:30, so you hope they start at 9, but, probably closer to 9:15, 9:20.
Yeah. Well, if ESPN has any say, that'll be the case. All right, look, I think this with Kansas, this right now is not a vintage Kansas team. And with that being hurt, and I'm going to do my best to try to watch a little bit of Duke tonight. I really haven't seen him outside of a few minutes in that exhibition at Tennessee where Boozer went nuts. But to me, Philip, this is all about Duke. It's Duke in Madison Square Garden, Cameron Indoor North. the world's most famous arena. And but this is a great test tonight for the Blue Devils because you got Kansas. They're going to be well coached. They have talent, and they theoretically will be pretty hungry because right now they're reeling a little bit, especially after that Carolina loss.
Yeah, and I think the way they lost that Carolina game too. This is a game where they were kind of ahead for a good portion of it, and then all of a sudden the wheels fell off. Now going back to what Demetrius just told us here, not having the guy who's going to go number 1 overall in this draft is tough. If you're Kansas, you need to be out early. You need to be out in front late because who's going to be your go-to scorer if you're down and you need a bucket late? We know that Cameron Boozer is that guy for Duke. We know that Darren Peterson is that guy for Kansas, but without him tonight, who do you look to in when you play a Duke team who's pretty good? But if you got one complaint about Duke, it is the Duke defense. They looked better last couple times out. But however, it has been against lackluster competition. Whereas when they played Central Florida, played Tennessee, and played Texas, the defensive rotations were definitely a problem for John Shire's team.
Keep in mind too, with any of these teams, like Duke. Struggled a little bit, if I recall, defensively beginning of the year last year. And even in January, Duke's offense was not that good. And they ended up going to the national semifinals. So a great early season matchup. I love it when top programs play one another.
3.
Coach Mike Tomlin from Pittsburgh Steelers says Aaron Rodgers will not need surgery.
Aaron's got a fracture in his wrist. It does not require surgery. Really, it's just about bracing it and securing it for his comfort and safety. And then it's about how functional he is. And so we don't have the answers to that as we stand here today. But certainly I would imagine we're going to get some clarity as we push through the week.
As we talked about a little bit yesterday, this Steelers offense, whether it's Rodgers at quarterback or whoever, I just don't think is very good. I think it's a lot of receiver screens. It's a lot of screen passes. It's a lot of short. And it's not for Rodgers lacking to be able to put the ball down the field. I mean, he can still push it down the field with the best of them in the NFL. I think their issues are up front, Pilk. I think they have major issues along that, or at least they don't have any trust of that offensive line. And so I think that is the thing there. I also, again, like I said yesterday, there is a concerted effort to get Aaron Rodgers to January. And so the fact he's not having surgery is a positive. If anybody knows how to kind of play through something like this for the rest of the season, it's going to be Aaron Rodgers. Going to be interesting because Baltimore's a-coming.
They are, and they've been undefeated since Lamar came back. And you mentioned this Steelers team up front. Yeah, I think that is the issue with the offense because they have receivers who can go down the field and catch the ball. You think of DK Metcalf can do it contestedly. Calvin Austin's a burner, so they've got those opportunities and those guys. The thing is can you give Aaron Rodgers enough time to throw the football down the field? Used to not be an issue, right? Just don't have him get absolutely massacred, and he can go out there and run around for a little while like a little jackrabbit until somebody gets open. Well, obviously, he doesn't have the legs now at 40 that he had at 30. And this Steelers offensive line, who I think has maybe even been a little better than advertised, shows you how worried we were coming into the season, isn't great. But look, they're going to have to figure out something. They're going to have to win some tough games because, like you said, Baltimore's not going to lose many between now and the end of the regular season.
4.
USA to be without LeBron and Curry for the 2028 Olympics.
Did LeBron play in the last Olympics, Pilk?
I think he did. Right, Demetrius?
Yes,
Okay.
he did.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, this makes sense. It's kind of time to pass the torch. LeBron's body's starting to betray him a little bit. I don't know how many G-Leaguers are finding themselves on Olympic rosters in this day and time. But, the Curry thing to me is a little more interesting because if there's somebody whose game could transcend, even at an advanced age, to Olympic play, even though Olympic play is much different than it used to be, it would be Curry. Now, yeah, obviously LeBron's a physical freak, but It's probably time. We need some new blood in that Olympic program.
Yeah, I think
there's plenty of talent. I mean, let's not go crazy here. There's a ton of talent still that can step up and be a part of the Olympic team.
Yeah, the interesting thing is you got 12 guys, right? Who do you think the best 12 American-born players are? And obviously, if you take all the guys that will be available at that time in their prime, LeBron would by far be one of the best, if not the best. But till you mentioned he is this physical specimen, this physical freak, and at 40 whatever, when you're used to flying down the lane at the speed he does, you just can't do it like that anymore. Curry, on the other hand, your 3-point shooting is probably going to be the last thing that goes. Your defense is going to go, your vertical leap is going to go, your durability is going to go. But if you can get the shot up, it can go in. So it'd be nice maybe still have Curry, but he didn't straight say no, but he made it seem like it is more likely than not going to happen. So we'll see. I wouldn't mind seeing Curry one last time though. Kobe played in one pretty late.
I wouldn't mind seeing either guy one last time.
It'd be a fun farewell for LeBron. Just kind of make him the last guy at the end of the bench. Yeah.
Oh wow.
I'm not
going hard to the hole here.
Well, I'm just saying you're going to have some 27, 28-year-old dudes out there who are more. I mean, look, we're talking 2.5 years from now that these Olympics are being played. This is not like this is the Winter Olympics that's coming around the corner here a little bit. We're talking.
Right.
We got another 30 months, 32 months before this happens.
Before that happens, who knows? We may all not even be here at that point.
Mariners make the first big off-season move, giving Josh Naylor 5 years with $92.5 million.
All right, Pilk, I will be the first to admit I know nothing about Igo's Mariners, so I'll let you tell me why this is significant, and then I will pick it apart.
Yeah, this is one of those things that he was such a vital part to this run that they put together, and one of the more consistent bats, and one of the guys with a lot of pop, and so he's one of those guys that hit the free agent market. He's still pretty young.
Okay, how many years was it, Demetrius?
5 years.
Demetrius, how many years was it?
It was 5 years.
Okay, all right.
So he's 28. Yeah, so he's 28 years old. You're going to lock him down until he's 33.
You get him in his prime theoretically.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the thing is, they didn't really overpay him.
Serious.
Yeah, they're serious, and they went out there and they're spending under $20 million a year. The knock on Seattle last offseason was they didn't make enough moves. That they didn't, they were too passive. Well, you're the first team to go out there and make a free agent signing this offseason, and the one of a caliber of a guy who's making almost $20 million a year proves to your fan base, your team, and the rest of Major League Baseball that you're here to stay and you're ready to go out there and contend for a World Series again next year.
Is Cal Raleigh, will he replicate in any way what he did last year, or is this sort of like a Brady Anderson flash in the pan kind of thing?
I don't think it's that quick, but that's almost like asking would Sosa and McGuire do it again at the level that they did? No. It's just too crazy.
They also hit a lot of home runs still.
They did, and that's my point. I don't think he's going to do it to the level hitting 60, but I could see him still. I think he's a 40-plus home run guy, maybe flirting with 50. I mean, this guy is a phenomenal hitter, and I really like what he's become, and unfortunately didn't win the MVP.
Come back to me when my Cubs start doing something. Also, too, here's the other thing. There is looming labor rancor. Nobody wants to get on the hook for anything before the next go-around.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lockout after next season, isn't there?
Oh, yeah. There ain't going to be baseball in 2027.
Baseball cannot get out of its own way. Kind of like NASCAR. Get out of your own way. All right. Thank you, Demetrius. Nice job. We'll have you call in and request a song later in the hour. I'm kidding, people. The magic of radio. We're going until 6:30 until someone tells me otherwise. We have ECU and UNCW, and at the bottom of the 6 o'clock hour, we'll join Darren Vaught from Trask Coliseum to get you ready for ECU and UNCW. But right now, a break. We'll come back to Harrell Huddle next.
The team of Flatlands Jessup is working overtime to help ensure that Eastern North Carolinians like you get the health insurance help you need this open enrollment period. New legislation passed meaning more people than ever qualify for affordable coverage. Let us help you today.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers in Greenville, plus the all-new Tiebreakers in Winterville. Do real burgers better than anybody. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, real burgers at its best.
Everybody loves burgers.
Big tax credits are back. Get a 30% tax credit, up to $2,000 off your new Mitsubishi electric heat pump install. Let Comfort Master help you take advantage of the tax credits with a qualifying Mitsubishi electric ducted heat pump or non-ducted Mitsubishi electric mini splits. Mitsubishi electric mini splits are ideal for bonus rooms, garages, or sunrooms. If you need a new HVAC unit, call Comfort Master today.
Call Comfort Master. Call Comfort Master.
You know what the problem is with standard belts? Usually you have to choose between too tight or the opposite, too loose. But with Anson Belt & Buckle, you don't have to choose. We got rid of the holes and instead have a track system designed for micro-adjustability. That way you can enjoy a perfect fit every time. Anson Belt & Buckle. Find your perfect fit today.
Healthwise Pharmacy rounds the bases with all of your infusion, retail, compounding, and medical equipment needs. Locally owned and operated by pharmacist Marcy Parker, Healthwise has grown to be your most trusted provider for infusion services. Currently providing in-home or on-site infusions in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. Visit Healthwise Pharmacy at 615B South Memorial Drive or call 252-295-0059 to speak to a patient service representative to find the option that best suits your needs.
In this age of globalization, we've learned that bigger isn't always better. Ever tried to get phone help from a big corporation from a real person? Right. That's what's so nice about Phelps Chevrolet. After more than 50 years serving our community, Phelps remains family-owned and operated. Mike, Daryl, Wave, West, Allen, and Clay deliver hometown service and integrity, same as always. They share your experience, they share your values, and they are ready to help with any motoring need. Come get you one.
Tired of the 1-800 numbers advertising Medicare products? Flatlands Jessup has 6 offices all throughout eastern North Carolina. You get face-to-face help from our local award-winning licensed team. Stop by today. Flatlands Jessup, your whole world covered.
Remember, get the podcast of the show on the IBX Media app or where you get your podcasts.
I listen on my Apple Watch.
Smart speaker.
Listen while you work. I listen everywhere.
The Patrick Johnson Show on 94.3 The Game.
Pirates is brought to you every week here by our friends at Healthwise Pharmacy. And Coach Harrell, let's just start off with Saturday night. What a night in Dowdy Ficklen Stadium. What a football game. I've been coming to ECU football since 1971. And you weren't born then, were you? But I tell you, I've never had a more exciting, never seen a more exciting game. I had a better time at a football game. That was something else, wasn't it?
What a special night! Just not just for players, but everybody involved. I mean, it was electric. It was amazing. The vibe, just the rowdy, dowdy, all that. It was such an amazing night and just a lot of fun. And the way it ended, I think the last 5 minutes of the game was just a storybook ending for the Pirates. And the way that turned out, I thought our kids showed resiliency and fight all the way to the end, and was really sparked by the no tarps movement in the stands. And as 2 ladies told me last night at Tiebreakers, if they knew that's all it took, that they would have been doing that all season long. I said, no doubt, me too. So it was a lot of fun.
Are you saying there were ladies who said they'd take their shirt off at the game? I hope not.
There were some older ladies that come up to me and said that. I was like, well, that's all it took. We'd all be in our shirts off.
So this no tarps thing, which it was just an amazing. It created an energy in the stadium that I really believed helped your football team. I mean, am I being over dramatic on it?
Heck no. I mean, that's absolutely what happened. I think you're always looking for that play in the game, that turning point that really captures the momentum for you. And it's a play, it's a player, it's something that happens during the ball game that kind of catches the momentum for you and kind of pushes you to victory. And the other night, it didn't come on the field. I mean, the results came on the field, but the movement that came, the play that came, was when that no tarps crowd started the movement up there in the student section, and it just caught like wildfire. I mean, just watching it from the sideline, I just happened to peep up there and seeing everybody sprinting to it, from a 10-year-old kid to a 50-year-old man, and that was really, really special. And just the noise they made. Not only energized our guys and got them, going, and it gave them an extra boost to go finish the game, but also I think it affected Memphis as well. You saw Memphis have some mishaps there. So when we talk about everybody's in this thing, it takes everybody. It's all about us. I think the other night you truly saw that hey, we can all have a big impact in Dowdy-Ficklin on the game.
Coach Blake Harrell with us. It's our Harrell Huddle here as we talk Pirate football. UTSA coming up this week. We'll get into the Roadrunners. But, Coach, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about kind of the two decisive plays that are really getting a lot of attention. Obviously, the touchdown catch and Peyton Magnum getting the reception, kind of coming off the bench to do it, an unlikely senior day hero. And then, of course, we could talk about Mike Wood's interception. But first, let's talk about that, the play that proved to be the game-winning touchdown and how that kind of developed. And it is something you guys obviously it is by design. You guys spend a lot of time working on it.
Yeah, I mean, every week we work the 2-minute drill, and what an awesome experience that was, and just Caden going 5 for 5, and Anthony getting out of bounds, getting us in field goal range. We had a timeout, so we pumped a run up in there with London. And last week we'd actually hit the same vertical ball. Caden called the same play offensively in our 2-minute drill in practice. And then Peyton, Caden threw one to Peyton during practice, same one-on-one type route. He'd made the same catch. And that's where practice matters. Everything you do, your preparation, how you practice, how you do things matters. And when the moment came his way, he's been so consistent about his preparation. He was ready to make the play, and he certainly did, and it was a big play for the Pirates. And then on the other side of the ball, you're working the same thing. Hey, they need a touchdown now. They can't settle for a field goal, so just keep the ball in front of you, keep the ball in bounds. I thought we did a great job of that for the most part. And then on the final play of the game, we got in what we call our penny package, our victory defense, and put Mike right back there. And JR about had a sack, Josiah Robinson, and then JD kind of cleaned him up, made him throw off his back foot, so the ball didn't quite get to the end zone. And you see Jamarley and Mike coming up to make the play, and you felt pretty good when you see those two coming up. And we used to teach bat it down, but the thing about that, you usually bat it down to the other opponent, so we quit teaching that. And Mike Wright went up and picked the ball, and that was awesome because, again, it's another guy that prepares, works his tail off every day, does every single thing right, and when the moment and the play came his way, he made the play and sealed the victory for the Pirates.
Mike Wright might be the most interesting man in college football because
there's no question.
He's your backup quarterback. I mean, first of all, he carries a briefcase with him on the Pirate Walk. And
that's right.
What's in the briefcase? Well, his business. He's whatever he's doing for business is it's in the briefcase. He's transferred here, 6-year guy out of Atlanta, great high school in a high school program there. And what is really fascinating is I can't think of a time a backup quarterback ended the game by making an interception. That's probably never happened. And then, obviously he's a punter now, and he may not have been exactly forthright with you on that.
Yeah.
That he had punted before, which was a great story in itself. But, I mean...
And that's the question. Was it a story or is it true? I mean, that's what I'd like to know.
What's the truth with that?
Well, I'll tell you this. He hit one in practice the opposite direction he's supposed to hit it, and it went with a bad kick. I said, hey, you got to quit hanging out with these punters. Like, you've been hanging out with the punters. You think you're a punter now, so now you're going to hit bad punts. So we got to fix that and get that going. But he is just, like you said, a jack of all trades, the most interesting man in college football. He's lined up a quarterback. He's lined up a running back. He's lined up a receiver. He's thrown the ball. He's ran the ball. He's caught the ball and started putting him on defense a couple weeks ago when we had some injuries. And, it was just third down package starting out. Now it's all situations. He's on the last play of the game, picks the ball off. He's punting the ball. He can return kicks. Just an outstanding young man on top of that. So just really proud of him and what he's doing for the Pirates.
Blake Harrell with our Healthwise Pharmacy Harrell Huddle. And, Coach, let's move to what you've got in front of you now. You've put yourself, your team has put yourself in a position to be tied for number one in the conference. You're tied for the conference lead. Unfortunately, you don't control your own destiny. You got to have some help from some of the other teams in the conference, but that doesn't matter. I know what you're going to say. You're just going to focus on you guys, which of course is what we want you to do. But you got a big one in San Antonio this weekend, and this team is the craziest thing ever. This is a different football team at home than they are on the road, and they have not lost a single conference game in the Alamo Dome. But I know you want to give them their first loss in there. But what makes that place so hard to play?
Yeah, it's not even close. They seem like two different teams at home and on the road, and we got an opportunity to go in there and do something nobody else in conference has ever done, and that's get a win. They're I think 20-something-0 at home in conference play, and done a really good job. And, I think they just play to a different comfort level and a different swagger and a different energy level when they're at home in their dome, and you can see that they kind of feed off their fans as well. So we got to make sure it's about our preparation, and that's all our focus is on. We obviously know about UTSA. We know about their quarterbacks and what they want to do offensively, what they want to do defensively. But again, it's about our preparation, being 1-0 this week, worrying about how we do things, and that's where we got to have tunnel vision. I think you see a lot of crazy things in college football right now. I mean, Texas A&M almost lost to South Carolina last week. There's so many other teams that probably got upset that fell out of the top 10 or top 25 or whatever it is. And that's simply from teams worrying about things they can't control. The only thing we can control this week is UTSA being 1-0 against them. If you start looking around, what's this team doing or what's that team doing or what's this scenario, you lose focus on what you're doing and you don't take care of business. So the Pirates got to take care of the Pirates, and I think everything else will play out.
So what concerns you the most about UTSA in the game Saturday?
Yeah, I think it's explosive plays on both sides of the football. I think their offense seems like when they're really going at it, their quarterback, for the Pirate fans out there, will remind you of Holton Ahlers, the left-handed guy, bigger in stature. Dad was a NFL quarterback. Uncle was an NFL quarterback. So he's a really good operator back there. But when they can create explosive plays, their offense is hard to kind of stop. And I think on the other hand of that, when we can get explosive plays, our offense is hard to stop. When we move the ball down the field and hit big passes to Anthony or Brock or the tight ends, or London rips off a big run or one of those running backs, then we can be pretty put some points up on the board. So we got to control those explosive plays in our favor, and then the rushing battle. I think they got two really good running backs, and Henry, who leads the conference in rushing, 23, is a 10-2 100-meter guy. In high school, and just has the home run ability in the backfield. Loves to bounce everything it seems to be, but we got to control him. And on the other side of the football, I think we ran the ball okay last week, but we need to get back up there just pounding that thing. And that I think that makes everything goes. It helps the O-line protect Caton, helps those guys get down the field, and just being able to run the football matters, and it's certainly going to matter on Saturday.
What makes them so different at home? I mean, you said it's almost like two. I mean, is there anything that you in the film study have noticed that is it energy? I mean, what would you attribute it to, kind of going into it?
I asked Matt Maddox, our offensive line coach, the same thing. I said, what does Coach Traylor do differently at home that that he doesn't do on the road? And Matt kind of said the same thing. Like, he doesn't really know. Like, it's really the same preparation they go about, the same consistent, pregame routine, all that kind of stuff. Because Matt was there in 21 and 22, coached the offensive line there for Jeff Traylor. They were still in the Conference USA at the time, but it's been the same since Coach Traylor's been there. He just said those kids, it's like they just turn up a little extra when they're at home and play a little bit more effort. And I think that's the biggest thing I see on film is if you turn it on a away game, you don't see the same effort that you see at home. When they're at home, they play fast, they play physical, and can be a great football team.
It's I have to imagine, too, because that dome was sort of constructed with not a bad seat in the house for a dome. But I imagine if they got a crowd, it could get pretty loud in there also.
It can, and obviously, I think I was just looking today. The last time we were down there, it was homecoming. I think they were 4-0 in conference play at the time. Had a good crowd. I think it was listed as 23,000, which we all know those numbers get fudged sometime, but it was still pretty loud. But I'm going to talk to our players about just control what we control, and there's moments throughout the year that have, led us up to this and prepared us for this moment. I mean, we went to NC State in front of 50,000 and was on the other side of that thing, and it was loud, and it prepares us for this moment. You've played at an atmosphere in Temple that is an atmosphere you can't control. You control the controllables, and that's all that matters. And we obviously can't control the noise there. We can't control how many fans they have. We can't control the energy they play with. We can control ours, though. So that's the important thing.
I got one more thing for you here. I know we got to go, and we need to let you go. But really quick, Katin Hauser, 11th in the nation in passing, was named to the honor roll again this week. Probably should have been the player of the week, offensive player of the week, especially what he did on the last drive. The other thing, the Mannings, I guess he's up for that award this week with them, which I mean is a great honor. We've talked about Katin a lot, but to come back after a turnover late and be perfect on the last drive, I think really shows a lot about his heart and what he is all about.
Katin, I can't say enough good things about. Just the way he's leading our football team, his performance on the field, his resiliency, his fight, just how hard he plays and competes every single day out, every single practice, game, whatever it may be. And there's a perfect example up the other night, as you mentioned, and we get a big fourth down stop, which, they were 40 or 41 in the red zone. The only time they didn't get a red zone score was against UAB at the end of the game. They could have tied it up. And we got to stop there on 4th and 1, which is a big play for us. We turn around, we get a first down. Looks like we're going to go down the field and maybe take the lead there. And we have a little mishap. Katin just loses the ball, turns it over. Could have easily, for our football program, just shut it down. Just say, hey, we're throwing up the red flag or the white flag, whatever, and let them get in the end zone and just kind of give up from that point. But our kids continue to fight. The defense held them to 3. And then as soon as Katin come back out, calm, cool, collective, knew a 2-minute drill, exactly where we had to get to, exactly the expectations, and, was 5 for 5 in that, 75 yards or whatever, and the final play being a touchdown pass. So just so happy for him, so proud of him, and what he continues to do for our football team every week. And the good thing is we got other guys stepping it up as well, that Katin doesn't have to do it by himself. So I think that shows you what a team is about.
He looked like an NFL quarterback on that last drive. That was really something. you see on Sunday afternoons when those guys take the team down the field in 2 minutes. Really something. There is moments in guys' careers, and there's he's going to play on Sundays. And I said that with Siobhan Revel, said that with J Mack. And obviously, both those guys did a great job performing this weekend. But I've said that about Katin Hauser now. Hey, this kid's going to play on Sundays, and he's going to be the next Pirate that's drafted to the NFL at the quarterback position. So just super proud of him and what he's doing for us. Coach, it was a electric night Saturday night. Let's have 2 more wins on the road, and who knows what might happen. Congratulations on a fantastic football season, and thank you for bringing great football back to Greenville.
Well, I appreciate you guys, and thank you for everything y'all do for our program in Greenville and the community and Pirate Nation. And let's go finish this thing out the right way, and let's go 1-0 this week.
Sounds good. Thank you, Coach. When we come back, Jim Szoke, it's a 90-minute edition of the Patrick Johnson Show, leading you to pregame coverage here on 94.3 The Game of ECU and UNCW basketball tonight.
This is about you, your family, and the health of all who live in Eastern North Carolina. This is about the transformation of a health system into something more powerful and more human, about creating new ways to treat disease and keep you well. This is about ECU Health, which is to say, it's really all about you. ECU Health. Minds, hearts, purpose.
You have a choice when you invest in insurance, and when you choose First State Insurance Advisors, you're working with people you can trust. Clark Stallings has deep ties in the community. His team, including Keaton Smith, Regina Asby, Phil Leyva, Max Joyner Jr., Max Joyner III, and Ginger Smith, provides knowledgeable and professional advice. First State Insurance Advisors is an independent insurance agency. They offer all types of personal insurance as well as various types for business. Call or email First State Insurance Advisors today. We want to be your trusted choice agency.
At Parker's Barbecue, our family has been serving your family for 3 generations.
For that, we say thank you. Blessing families every Thursday. Kids eat free all day. That's the Parker's way.
Legendary food served from our 3 locations. Always quick, always delicious. That's the Parker's way.
At Parker's, our mission is to impact our customers through Christ-like service in a way that feeds them both physically and spiritually. That is the Parker's way.
Acre Station Meat Farm, along with Lane Angus Beef, bring you Farm to Fork Beef.
Stock your freezers now with affordable beef boxes just in time for the grilling season.
Farm to Fork Beef brings quality local beef to your family. From your traditional butcher shop, Acre Station Meat Farm. Come on down to Acre Station Meat Farm and find out why we're #1 in fresh cuts and friendly service.
Acre Station Meat Farm, Highway 32 North, Pinetown.
Storm season is approaching. North Carolina weather can damage your roof, and before long, a small leak can turn into a big problem. Your home is one of your biggest investments, so protect it with Wells Home Improvements.
We work with all insurance companies for a hassle-free roof installation experience. Call us today and get 10% off your roof installation when you mention this commercial.
252-227-8403 or visit us online at wellshomeimprovements.com. Wells Home Improvements. Local, honest, dependable.
Back to the Patrick Johnson Show on 94.3 The Game.
Welcome back. We got a jam-packed show, so let's get started.
Deep breath. Here we go.
That's his name. Again, he'll tell you the same. The great Jim Szoke, ECU Sports Network, Panthers Radio Network, joins us here. Great to have him with us. Jim, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
You know, I'm doing really well. If I were any better, I'd be a quarterback, and Jim Szoke'd be calling my game. Because the games you broadcast, the quarterbacks were just great this weekend.
Well, we love when we get great content. So it certainly was back-to-back weekend of great finishes, too, as it turned out. Both games went down to the wire for me.
Yeah, pretty good stuff. Let's start with, since we didn't get a chance to really delve into the Panthers too much yesterday, I want to start there. And I wanted to, I think Bryce had maybe 2 games over 200 yards this year now, or does now. And boy, this was one.
Yeah, it's all or nothing with this guy. Yeah, 448 yards, and his previous 3 games were all like in the low 100s. There's like a total of 350 combined in the previous 3 games, and people were just talking about it all week. Is he the guy? Can he throw downfield? Why don't they throw downfield? And again, it was a lot of, I will say, catch and run. It wasn't like everything was 50 yards in the air. But 448, a franchise record, 31 years of this franchise. He sets the franchise record for passing yards the week when people were wondering if they could put yards up on another team passing.
You know, in fairness, they have really rode Dowdle and the ground game. Now, it's worked, right, so that's why you do it. So they really haven't needed him to throw like that. I don't know if he will. That's the sort of thing that he is, that's the corner is turned, the page is turned, however you want to phrase it. And it helped that Atlanta's defense was rotten. Just rotten all day.
Well, the word this day, I'll say this, coming into the game, that was the #1 ranked pass defense in the NFL. So you're right, they looked rotten on Sunday, but Yeah, coming in, they're fifth in sacks. They're number one in fewest yards given up. They're pretty. They weren't great against the run, was their problem, but yeah, the pass against them was good. I think it was like anything. It's a combination of the receivers, the O-line, the threat of the run game, all that kind of stuff. But Bryce certainly played well. Just deserves the credit for it. Played on that bad ankle, as it turned out too.
Yeah, what's the word on that? I guess if officially we'll know a little more tomorrow, if at the earliest, if anything.
Yeah, because of Monday, everything's pushed back a day, so Thursday on that. But we were there today, and he was walking around pretty good, actually. So I think he'll be ready to roll just based on just the fact he was walking around, didn't seem to be limping or anything out there today. But don't know for sure as far as what they'll share with the media on Thursday. I'm sure they've done their MRI and all that stuff by now.
Gotcha. Pilk, you've been very quiet about this with Szoke here, so I'm going to let you ask a question. But Pilk, where are you? Are you on a? Can we get a triple shot, or are we incapable of that on our stuff here right now?
I can make one real quick. I didn't have one all made up.
No, don't
nice,
make anything. Just put yourself up.
Right.
But I want to say this really quick. So I will go and I will give. I will send Jim, and in the spirit of friendliness, Jim and Pilk, since they are Panthers guys, I'll send them the funny meme with Tiger and John Daly, and now it's now really big time accurate. 6-5 Panthers, 5-5 Chiefs. That's hilarity right there, ladies and gentlemen. Hilarity. Jim, on your bingo
it's
card,
the joke that keeps.
It's the
joke that keeps giving.
It is. Would you have had before Thanksgiving on the bingo card the better record? Your Carolina Panthers. I mean, it's really remarkable. Pilk, by the way, scoffs at this. Jim at least humors me and laughs at it as if it were funny.
Pilk just sees it and deletes it from his phone.
It's what it is I'm still just not. I'm on the John Daly side of this though. I'm just not sold on this team, especially with the remaining schedule. I mean, right now you look at it, New Orleans is a dumpster fire, but hell, you already lost to them, and every other team.
Pilk? Can you enjoy anything, Pilk?
No, glass is half empty. When it comes to this team, glass is half empty. Sorry.
All right, Jim.
He's not right.
Fill
The
his glass
schedule does
half
get
full.
tougher.
Yeah.
Well,
Fill his
he's
glass
not
half
wrong.
full, Jim. Give us some faith. Come on, Jim.
Let's enjoy the moment. We'll enjoy the moment. 6 to go in the regular season. Half a game out of first in the NFC South, tied in the win column with Tampa Bay. Played Tampa Bay twice at the end of the season, so it'd be great if they hang in there. And those games really matter, like maybe about who wins the NFC South. But he's right about the fact that it's on the road at San Francisco. It's the LA Rams. You got Seattle coming up at some point in that in between the two Tampa Bay games. Tampa Bay's obviously good, and it'll probably be healthier when we see them than they are right now. So no doubt the schedule gets tougher, but they've done some good things. And I think the other thing about Pilk is right is like you do some good things, and then Buffalo happens, and then you do some good things, and the Saints happen. New England happens. So when they lose, it's kind of big numbers or surprise New Orleans. So, but I'll tell you this, they've already won more games right now than they won all of last year, and that's with 6 to go. So there's definitely already verified mathematical progress, even if nothing else happens the rest of the way.
Jim Szoke, Panthers Radio Network, ECU Sports Network. We've spent a lot of time when we talk to you, and then Pilk and I talking about it with others about Bryce. Just your evaluation of how he's played, because there's been some real stinkers, but I mean on the whole he's been fair to partly cloudy, or in the case of this past weekend, better.
Yeah, that's the thing with Bryce. It's like the consistency needs to be there, and again, he's not living in a vacuum where the other surrounding things around him don't matter. We never know exactly with a young receiving group, without having Adam Thielen because he's traded, not having David Moore because he's injured. He doesn't have that veteran guy. Like Hunter Renfrow they have, but they don't activate him because of special teams needs and other things. So you wonder, are the routes being run properly? Are the young receivers helping him? When he had Adam Thielen and guys like that in the past, I think that helped him because he had guys he knew would be exactly where they're supposed to be, and they were veteran guys, all the stuff that comes with that. So what happened this past week is that, to me, is probably the most encouraging thing was that Xavier Legette looked better and Jalen Coker looked healthier. and the tight ends were more involved in the pass game. So to me, that's maybe the difference. Is like Tedero McMillan's excellent as a young guy in his first season, but now you need other options when teams try to take him away in the pass game. I feel like, okay, we got to see a little bit more where you can go in other directions when he's throwing the ball, and that's going to help Rice out.
Jim, obviously, the trip out to play the 49ers right now on the inside, looking in if the playoffs were to start here. And what I think has happened in San Francisco is pretty wild. I mean, they have a lot of depth on their roster, but they've been banged up, and they've been able to succeed despite those injuries. I think the early line had the Panthers a little less than a touch, but basically 6.5 to 7. And they come in right behind, I think, the Niners do, the Rams out west, maybe a game, half game, something like that. I mean, it's pretty tight out there as well.
Yep.
They've got Brock Purdy back. How do you see the matchup?
Yeah, I think, you're right. They have survived a lot of injuries this year, and losing your starting quarterback's no joke. And Kyle Shanahan, you talked about you being a quarterback and me calling your games. I believe if we gave Kyle Shanahan just a couple weeks with you, Patrick, 300-yard games. I mean, that guy can work magic with any quarterback. Yeah. He's doing a great job out there with Mac Jones. And honestly, I don't know what Brock Purdy's career would have been without Kyle Shanahan out there. So he's having good success in the pass game. Obviously, Christian McCaffrey makes everything go. And McCaffrey's got over 700 yards rushing and over 700 yards receiving. He's by far their leading receiver, 74 catches as far as number of catches. So when he's healthy, he's still the guy that makes that whole thing go with all the other injuries they've had. So that's still the key, is that they got that guy upright and healthy and playing good ball right now.
The great Jim Szoke. Jim will be in San Antonio, Texas on Saturday for ECU and UTSA in the Alamo Dome. Pirates will look to become the first team in, 28 games to win there in that building in conference. It's a lengthy winning streak that the Roadrunners possess. They have Cownback, who, you kind of thought, okay, you look at him offensively, the leading rusher in the league, a quarterback that's pretty savvy, a little unconventional as a lefty. But, they've hit some explosion plays. I guess it's just a matter of consistency for UTSA this year. But at home, they're almost like a different team, a whole different animal overall.
Every year. It's just like you said, it goes back years as far as they did lose one game at home this year by a touchdown to Texas State, but you're right, in conference they haven't lost, and that was a rare loss period. I think under Coach Traylor they've got like 4 losses during his 6 years at home overall against anybody. And the thing about the Alamo Dome is, like, we had that game out there 2 years ago. It's not like it's packed and so noisy you can't hear. So it's interesting that they have such a decided different style of play or comfortability or whatever. They had Frank Harris forever out there when he was there. The last time we were out there 2 years ago, it was his 7th year. You mentioned anytime you have a McCown, you got a pretty good quarterback with that family. But yeah, they're good, and they're tougher at home, and that'd be a good one to get on the road and keep this going, keep the conference hopes alive. And I think they're the Pirates are the better team, no doubt about it. It shouldn't matter where you're playing. So if they play the type of ECU football they've been playing the last month or so, that should be good enough no matter where they're playing.
Yeah, Jim, when you look at from your perspective, UTSA defensively, can East Carolina, what it's doing right now offensively, succeed against, what they present on defense?
Yeah, absolutely so. I mean, because the thing that just keeps adding each week is the run game for the Pirates. So not a one-dimensional pass team. Early on, it took a while to get things going with the offensive line getting cohesive and finding the right parts there. And then you've got London Montgomery. You saw he became the workhorse this past week, and sometimes you work in Engelman Gunn a little bit more, but there's nothing defensively about UTSA that stands out. They score 32 points, but they give up 30 points per game. And so the Pirates' defense is much more imposing than what the Roadrunners' defense is as far as who's going to face a tougher challenge in that way. But Pirates have more sacks than they do, just kind of up and down the line. The Pirates' defense outperforms the UTSA defense overall. I've not done a breakdown like a split of like their home versus away, but again, at some point, that's got to not matter so much as far as where this game is being played. And I think for the Pirates, the way that Caton's playing the pass game, the way the running game is going on, they're going to get their points and their yards like they always do.
How impressive was it, Jim, for Caden Hauser to come out? You know, he fumbles it away. They go ahead, Memphis does on Saturday, and he doesn't blink. He comes out perfect on the drive. They're set up where they feel like, okay, worst case scenario, we're able to hit a field goal and tie this thing up, so let's take a shot at the end zone. And I think in many ways, maybe one of his best balls of the season, if not his best throw of the season. I mean, he on that deep ball sometimes, I'm not saying the receivers have had to come back, but they maybe have had to change the pace a little. You know, he hit that right on the money. There was no two ways about that. I mean, he put it right on the numbers, if you will.
And he did. It was such a great catch by Mangum. I mean, he's had 6 catches all season coming into that game, and just the trust that coaches have been talking about him, and Tyler Johnson said, these guys are as good as the guys that are playing, but there are going to be so many guys out there getting reps. And with the Onyx Smith injury within the game, created that opportunity more for Mangrum in the game, and Tyler Johnson at certain times during the game as well. But you're right, great throw, and I just, I know that's the mentality, but there should be a really big appreciation about the fact that most coaches would have kept lining that field goal up and maybe took a shot like right at the end before it was field goal time to come out and just kept pressing that gas pedal. That was not like an easy, wide open catch and throw. There was danger involved where that ball could have been picked off if it wasn't thrown perfectly. So I love the mentality. I love the trust they have in Hauser. And you're right, he doesn't back down from it, and he threw a strike and gave them the win instead of trying to go to overtime and figure it out.
The great Jim Szoke with us here. You've probably gotten to know Mike Wright a little bit. Man, what an impressive young guy. We're all going to be working for him one day, Jim. I think that's where this thing is headed. Never mind AI taking all of our jobs. We're all going to be working for Mike Wright because he's just that impressive of a guy. And I don't know if you caught this last night on the coach's show, but it's pretty hysterical. I mean, basically, Blake Harrell, frustrated with the job the punters had been doing, went to Anthony Smith and Mike Wright and said, have you guys punted? Knowing, of course, that, Anthony Smith, at some point in his history had, and Mike Wright just bald-faced lied and said, yeah. And so he was the punter. I mean, what a great story. What a fabulous story that is.
Fake it till you make it. And and I'm sure you were told this in radio, the more you can do, Patrick, the more you can do, the more opportunities you'll get. And they love finding ways for him to get on the field, and he performs well in all of them. And we don't have to go through all the great detail, but offense, catch the ball, throw the ball, run the ball. Defense, got the final interception as a corner. He hadn't played defense till 3 weeks ago with this team. As you said, he's back there for the kick returns in this game. Almost looked like he was going to throw a lateral on one of those kick returns. And he's punting, and he's been exactly the way to describe that he would do it, which was roll out. If there's a play, go run it, and if not, pull up and punt. That's a decision that he made. He still made two good punts out of that. So, as Coach always says, he's just such a hilarious locker room component to the team, and he's just having a ball playing football. What a great attitude, because he's not starting at any of these things. He could have, has gone somewhere. He comes from Northwestern, played at Vandy. I mean, he's been in big programs. To come here and take a secondary role, if you will. But he's just made the most out of it. And like you said, he's going to go on to a great life and be able to do all kinds of things with it.
What's interesting is he, like you say, he just wanted, he said this is the most fun he's had playing football. But, I mean, like, if you think about it, I mean, what he did, returning kicks, and, I'm going to punt, and I'm going to play defense, and I can play out. It's like he was a 2A football player in North Carolina back in the day. I mean, the best athlete, we put him everywhere. He does everything for us. I mean, that's kind of what it's like. It was very old school in that mentality. I want to ask you to say a little thing. This was Kevin Monroe's final home broadcast, perhaps final broadcast on the network. You've worked with Kevin the last few years. I broke Kevin in 26 years ago, and he, of course, has gone on to much greater heights. So, great guy and good family man, and just wanted to give you a chance to say a word on working with him.
Just the ultimate pirate. It's been great. Everybody we work with is great, and Kevin is just such a cool guy to hang out with, and he's such a good broadcaster for a guy that never did anything. I know you broke him in, but before that, he had never had gone to school to train for that. It's just something that kind of fell in his lap, and he's just really good at it. And you know this too. There's analyzing football, and then there's doing it with the confines of time and all that kind of stuff. And he's just perfect. You guys and Jeff Charles all did a great job of helping him become the guy that he is as a broadcaster. But before that, he was obviously a great player, a great teammate of Andrew Bay's, a captain on this football team. So he's just a big part of Pirates history and lore. And I love the fact that the reason he's leaving is to go watch his son Marcus play at Stanford. And then Derek will see down the road at some point as well. The plan is, last year for the bowl game, we had a 3-man booth with Andrew and Kevin. So that, I think, is going to be the plan wherever the bowl game is. It's just a matter of when and where it is that it fits the schedule for him. And then, if there's something like one of us is on a Thursday as far as Stanford, ECU, one's on a Saturday, and he can make it happen, I think we still have that opportunity where he can pop in from time to time, and he's wanting to do that and willing to do that. So I don't think it's the last broadcast. I think it'll definitely be part of the bowl game, and who knows, maybe a conference championship game if things work out with the standings this year. But even in the future, I think there might be a couple of Saturdays or a Thursday or something where we can steal it back in.
How about a playoff, Jim? How about he calls the college football playoff? Let's be optimistic.
I think he would find the time for that. Like, I would think whatever's going on, I think he would find the 3.5 hours to make that one happen. Wouldn't that be a story? I heard Phillips say something about it last week, I think on one of the podcasts or whatever, but he said, not eliminated. Every time you just win every game, just keep winning and things fall your way. You never know, all the way right to the national championship.
There's a lot of stuff that has to happen, but it's good to, and I really do think what happened Saturday night will go a long way for home games next year, assuming we're not having to play 18 Thursday night games. I really do think it'll be cool again for certain people to show up to the football games. That's what I'm hopeful for, anyway.
It's fun because we've had some good crowds over the past couple of years, but you see the better days, for past years when it was, the team was nationally ranked and had consistently good records. That was fun on Saturday. I know you were part of that out there seeing it in person too, and it was just like that was cool to experience that noise and that volume. And it's funny that one night they decided to try to add some incentive to stay. The game itself was all you needed because it went down to the final play, and it was such a big important game that. That you quite get more people to come in just to come watch the second half of the game that hadn't come to the first half, realizing what was happening on the field at that point.
Szoke, good to talk to you, man. We'll get Szoke on Monday next week. Will that work for you, Jim? I know you had a kind of a real-life obligation this past
the Panthers play next Monday, PJ. I think, Szoke, you're going to be in San Francisco?
We do, so but I don't know if we could pre-tape one or whatever, but we could do that. We could do a different day if we can't do Monday. We'll definitely get on next week. But, yes, I called Philip yesterday about an hour before I was supposed to go by. I go, Philip, this is dumb, but Sandra told me last week, and I now have responsibilities. We're refinancing the house. We have a notary coming over, and I have to wire money at a bank. And it has to happen now. So can we do another day? So thanks for giving me an extra day to get ready for that.
Well,
so we had to take advantage of the new mortgage rates and cash in on that.
You put up with my foolishness, so, I can't we were more than happy to oblige you. And I'll say this as well, Jim. For a minute there, it sounded like somebody was being held hostage. You were having to wire some money and notarize something. So it sounded like...
It was like a Breaking Bad moment there. It was like a Breaking Bad moment. Yeah.
Right, exactly. All right, we'll work it out for next week because our timing is a little different too with the holiday and Monday and all of that. So we'll figure it out. Monday, Tuesday, we'll get something going there. All right, Jim. Enjoy the weekend and travel safely, and we'll talk to you next week at some point.
Sounds like a plan. Thanks, guys.
There he goes, Jim Szoke. We are live on this Tuesday. And the bottom of the hour, it is ECU taking on UNCW tonight. 7 will have pregame coverage at the bottom of the hour. Stay tuned. More. The Patrick Johnson Show after this.
Greenville Toyota for model year-end savings on a Camry. Just $229 a month. $229 a month. Or new RAV4, $279 a month. $279 a month. Only during our model year-end move-out. Right now at Greenville Toyota.
Your confidence makes everything look good. You see the world in vivid color, not black and white. Swing through your neighborhood Fantastic Sam's cut in color. And let our experienced stylists take you from everyday to extraordinary.
Fantastic Sam's hair salons are locally owned and operated. Our full-service salons are conveniently located in Goldsboro, Kinston, Greenville, New Bern, Jacksonville, and Calabash. Stop in today at Fantastic Sam's, where the possibilities are endless.
You know what the problem is with standard belts? Usually you have to choose between too tight or the opposite, too loose. But with Anson Belt and Buckle, you don't have to choose. We got rid of the holes and instead have a track system designed for micro adjustability. That way you can enjoy a perfect fit every time. Anson Belt and Buckle. Find your perfect fit today.
Daughtridge Gas and Oil has been your dependable propane supplier for 95 years. Their trained technicians can service and properly install all your propane and natural gas appliances. Plus, Daughtridge Gas and Oil is your backyard expert with fire pits, grills, smokers, and more, including quality outdoor furniture at their Greenville Patio and Hearth Shop at 1901 Charles Boulevard. Go by and see the knowledgeable staff at Daughtridge Gas and Oil for propane delivery or call 756-1345.
Other restaurants claim their food is fresh and fast, but are they friendly? At Moore's, you're treated like family the minute you walk into their doors. With locations in Winterville, New Bern, Swansboro, Morehead City, and Jacksonville, we've been practicing what we preach since 1945. At Moore's, our barbecue is slow cooked and smoked over real wood daily until it's so tender it's falling off the bone. Combined with our fresh chicken, cooked-to-order seafood, and homemade fixins, we're sure you'll agree. If it's not Moore's, it's less.
It's Greenville Toyota's model year-end move out. Save on a new Corolla, just $149 a month. $149 a month. Or new Tacoma, $249 a month. $249 a month. Now get a move on and save at Greenville Toyota.
Listen up. He's talking now.
Sorry, thought we were vibing.
The Patrick Johnson Show on 94.3 The Game.
Okay, bottom of the hour, PJ Show. Jim Szoke for being on with us. If you miss any of the program or just want to relive the magic, you can always go to the IBX Media app and download it. Podcast of our shows on both video and audio. IBX Media app, free for download. All right, Pilk, before we get to some of these Mike Swartz cuts, because ECU is playing UNCW tonight in Wilmington, there is some news that we have. I don't know all the details, but...
Everyone, a little breaking news for you.
It is being reported out there. Make sure I get this right. That Screamin' A. Smith has been removed from ESPN's NBA Countdown.
I'm incredibly familiar with North Carolina. North Carolina. Post Blank, Curtisville, Green County, Hillary, Salisbury, Santa Red, Browns over here, Green over here, Burlington, down on Archstead.
He just names places around the triad because he went to Winston-Salem State. He knows nothing about North Carolina. Apparently knows nothing about the NBA because they've taken him off of... Well, I should say apparently. Clearly, he knows nothing about the NBA. There, as much as he is responsible for some of the successes of that network, I honestly believe he on the NBA product has already taken an unappealing product and eroded it even further.
Yeah, I've never understood the whole him on the inside the NBA. You got Chuck, you got Kenny.
They don't need him.
You got Shaq. Like, you've got the funny personality. Like, I have no problem with him on First Take. Yeah, he says, now everything he says, I agree with him. Be a little annoying. But every station, TV network, they need a good heel. They need a good guy you like to disagree with, because that's what gets people watching. That's what gets people talking. And he's the perfect guy to go on there and push people's buttons.
This is the NBA countdown. This is the horrible pregame show that's been a revolving door that ESPN can't get straight when TNT's mastered the thing for decades. This is their hideous, unwatchable pregame show leading into the increasingly hard-to-watch NBA.
See, and that's the problem. If TNT has done it so perfectly for so long, you have a competing network, like I said, with the guys we just mentioned doing such a good job. How hard is it? I mean, basketball is fun and easy to talk about.
Should be.
And when you got, again, Shaq and Chuck and Kenny, I mean, it's flawless over there. Those guys you don't even have to like the NBA to enjoy those guys. You couldn't give a rat's behind about the game you'd still be entertained. So how come ESPN can't get it right? Everything Mickey Mouse touches turns to junk.
You think that's bad. Tonight on ESPN Bulgaria, it'll be East Carolina playing UNCW. And perhaps one of the most criminal enterprises in the history of a miscarriage of justice, as the late, great Gorilla Monsoon would say during WWF programming in the 80s. The miscarriage of justice is the office for the CAA, the artist formerly known as the Colonial Athletic Association, for accepting a paltry amount of money from Flow for its member institutions instead of trying to figure out a deal with ESPN and getting them on ESPN Plus. I don't think it's any coincidence that the league has seen what was once a top 10 league in basketball year in and year out, had multi-bid seasons in its history, is all of a sudden to the ranks of low major. Now, they've got great programs. College of Charleston, boy, that'd be a great 14th member of the American in basketball, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'd take them.
They would benefit from it. Wilmington, I just don't think Wilmington as the institution can afford it. Charleston can. And then the Towson, what the coach up there has done has been nothing short of remarkable. Those are three really good programs. Now, everybody else, a little hit or miss. Although I saw William and Mary a couple weeks ago on a game I did, and I was really impressed with them. They've got a great kind of young coach and a fun style. So, all right. I'll tell you what, why don't we hit a break, Pilk? We'll come back, and then we will kind of get you ready for the game tonight with some cuts from Mike Swartz from yesterday, leading you into Darren Vaught and pregame coverage here. Patrick Johnson's show on 94.3 The Game, 94.3thegame.com, and the IBX media app.
The team of Flatlands Jessup is working overtime to help ensure that Eastern North Carolinians like you get the health insurance help you need this open enrollment period. New legislation passed meaning more people than ever qualify for affordable coverage. Let us help you today.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers in Greenville, plus the all-new Tiebreakers in Winterville, do real burgers better than anybody. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, real burgers at its best.
Everybody loves burgers.
Big tax credits are back. Get a 30% tax credit, up to $2,000 off your new Mitsubishi electric heat pump install. Let Comfort Master help you take advantage of the tax credits with a qualifying Mitsubishi electric ducted heat pump or non-ducted Mitsubishi electric mini splits. Mitsubishi electric mini splits are ideal for bonus rooms, garages, or sunrooms. If you need a new HVAC unit, call Comfort Master today.
Call Comfort Master. Call Comfort Master.
You know what the problem is with standard belts? Usually you have to choose between too tight or the opposite, too loose. But with Anson Belt & Buckle, you don't have to choose. We got rid of the holes and instead have a track system designed for micro adjustability. That way you can enjoy a perfect fit every time. Anson Belt and Buckle. Find your perfect fit today.
Healthwise Pharmacy rounds the bases with all of your infusion, retail, compounding, and medical equipment needs. Locally owned and operated by pharmacist Marcy Parker, Healthwise has grown to be your most trusted provider for infusion services. Currently providing in-home or on-site infusions in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. Visit Healthwise Pharmacy at 615B South Memorial Drive or call 252-295-0059 to speak to a patient service representative to find the option that best suits your needs.
In this age of globalization, we've learned that bigger isn't always better. Ever tried to get phone help from a big corporation from a real person? Right. That's what's so nice about Phelps Chevrolet. After more than 50 years serving our community, Phelps remains family-owned and operated. Mike, Daryl, Wave, West, Alan, and Clay deliver hometown service and integrity, same as always. They share your experience, they share your values, and they are ready to help with any motoring need. Come get you one.
Tired of the 1-800 numbers advertising Medicare products? Flatlands Jessup has 6 offices all throughout eastern North Carolina. Get face-to-face help from our local award-winning licensed team. Stop by today, Flatlands Jessup.
And now, the stunning conclusion.
Why is everyone screaming?
On 94.3 The Game.
All right, bottom of the hour, we join Darren Vaught from Trask Coliseum here on 94.3 The Game. Also, the IBX Media app and 107.9 WNCT, the ECU Sports Network. It's Pirate basketball tonight as East Carolina takes on UNCW. Great to have you with us here as we go to the bottom of the hour, leading you into network coverage. Pirates trying to get to 3-1. As are the Sea Squawks, as that's who ECU plays tonight. Wichita State at 9 will take on Boise tonight out in Boise, Idaho. How about that, Pilk? And earlier today, another game in the American, already a final. It was UTSA defeating Southwestern Christian, 103-70. Throw out the records.
It was funny. So William, I walk in and William's doing his prep for his scoreboard updates, and he's like trying to get the stats to this game, and he keeps trying to click on the player from Southwestern Christian who led the team in scoring, and he's just like, nothing's happening. He's like, well, I want this work. I was like, William,
not to worry about that. Nobody cares.
You got to do something in the pregame.
Yeah, but you do that, then you roll into other score. I mean, for better or for worse, North Carolina's playing Navy tonight. Duke's playing Kansas tonight. Just preview those.
He will. He's trying to give. I know.
Nobody gives a damn. I mean, when Southwest Christian, it sounds like a college in the, like a high school in the Sandhills that plays Harrell's Academy.
Yeah, it really does.
Jeez. All right, a couple hits here. Let's get this cut in really quick here. We got about 5 more minutes left in the show before we hit the. It's going to be out at 27 to get it right into Darren on time. So let's talk a little bit about last week's game. And Mike Swartz putting a little positive spin on it, saying, hey, at least we got to play in a close game.
Right now, we're 7-1 in one-possession games over the last 2 seasons. And whether it is in a non-conference game like that, or big non-conference wins we had last year, or American Conference games that we had at home or on the road, we're 7-1 in one-possession games. That's something that this team takes pride in, at least knowing how to execute down the stretch. And I think the deal with that game, more than who we were playing, is who we had on the floor. We were really without any seniors outside of Gio and Majuru, who's in her first year with the program. No Jordan, no Trevi, and Jay gutted it out and gave everything he could for this team to be on the floor on basically one leg to help us pull that game out. So I don't frankly look at it as who we're playing. I look at it as experience for Tybo Bailey, Patty D'Arcy, Isaiah Mbang, Corey Calker. Those guys, Eli DeLaurier, being on the court for the first time in late possession games and found a way to do it. We have so many ways we have to be better, without a doubt. And turnovers were number one. But finding a way to win a game and be on the court in big possessions late game is critical for guys that haven't been there before.
You know what? I'm going to give Mike some credit. He's looking at this positively. And, there has always been, with certain people around Greenville, a gloom and doom with Pirate basketball, and perhaps that's earned. And that has, frankly, infested other coaches they've listened to the wrong people in the community who are negative. It's kind of infested their mindset. Mike Swartz has not done that. And I give Mike a lot of credit for that. And look, he's taken a lot of heat since Thursday, perhaps deservedly, but that's a great way to look at that and try to spin it to something positive. The need to limit turnovers. Obviously, you have to do that tonight. That is cut 3, so let's hit that.
Can't turn it over like that again. I mean, you go in there and turn it over 20 times like that and you have that kind of turnovers, you got no shot. And we know that. And a lot of the turnovers that we had were self-inflicted. A lot of them, you give Elizabeth City credit in terms of getting their hands on basketballs. But you can't go, and I don't care if it's at home, I don't care if it's on the road, I don't care who the opponent is. You can't turn it over 20 times, and your guards, really 15 of them came on the guards. And so we have to be better. We've worked on it. The guys know it. I mean, there was not one guy that didn't realize that was our biggest issue the other night was turnovers. And again, a lot of time they were self-inflicted, and those are the ones we got to fix.
Pirates turned it over 10.9 times per game last year, so 11 turnovers a game on average. You get much above that tonight, and you don't have a chance at Trask Coliseum, I don't think.
No.
So you got to 20. Katie barred the door, but that number's got to be closer to that 10 tonight.
Yeah,
or less to have a chance.
Yeah, because you're going to have to score some points. I mean, and when I say you're going to score, you're going to have to give yourself opportunities to score.
Bill. I think it's going to be a grinder. I think this thing could be in the 60s.
It could be low, but that's my point. If you give away turnovers,
you don't want to give up.
Yeah, you're going to have to give yourself opportunities, I guess I should say, to score points. You got to take every opportunity.
Frustrating is what's really frustrating is you had D2 guys taking the ball away from our guards.
Yeah,
you just can't do that tonight. Trask should be rocking. You probably won't be able to watch it because it's on RFTV or something. I don't know. So listen to it right here. In fact, we'll have you listen to it with Darren Vaught. All right, back tomorrow on the Patrick Johnson Show. Brian Mole on to talk some hoops. And the ECU hockey team has a big game on Thursday. We're going to talk about that, and obviously we'll talk about ECU